Well, I can't see us. I don't think we are live, Shivam.
Yes, sir, we are live.
So, welcome to Sports Today Dugout. I've been reliably informed that we are live. Yes, we are.
Interesting.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So people are back from their vacation.
Who, Dev? The first guy who commented, he was on a vacation? Was
Vicky Patel has been on a vacation. Haven't seen
Dave
his comments
was-
for a while.
Dev was on a vacation? I didn't know. I went on a short
Staycation.
staycation trip,
Staycation.
short trip.
So anyways, what are we doing today?
We will talk about route gunning for Tendulkar's test record.
And that record is
15,900.
921 runs.
921.
15,921 runs. Joe Root day before yesterday or yesterday. Yesterday the match got over,
Yesterday.
right?
Yeah.
Over, yeah.
I'm bad with dates and days. Anyways, so
You were on a holiday too, na?
no, I was on, yeah, it was a holiday,
Then
not a vacation.
you can't remember also on holiday.
So
You're not following.
no, I was. In fact, quite an interesting day. it
You're
was.
watching the match on holiday?
Yes. Yesterday I did nothing. I woke up a little late, of course, and then I was getting myself ready for two important things yesterday. One, of course, was this test match, England versus New Zealand, and then also the French Open final. So
You got up yesterday.
yesterday,
But day before you wouldn't have been able to get up early. The night before that you were partying
night before I was partying.
with Deepak Chahar.
No. I just that one. No, I just.
How was the wedding? Had you to tell her?
So that was a
We should have
wedding reception. In fact, the moment,
Chahar.
yeah, I went. It was here at the ITC Morra, and I went inside the hotel. So the reception was at their Kamal Mahal.
Yeah.
Kamal Mahal. So they had people right outside the entry gate. So they asked me if you have a pass. So I said, pass. So I'm not carrying.
But was there a pass?
Yeah, I think so. So fortunately for me, Deepak's father was right there at the entrance. So he said, "Arey, aiye."
Arey.
So I went there. So chairman of the selection committee, the first person that I saw was Chetan Sharma. He was there, and then a lot of players. Suresh Raina was there. In fact, I didn't see MS Dhoni, and I think by the time Rishabh Pant and a few other players came,
You had left.
I had left. But till then, I think Rishabh Pant must have been the last guest amongst those cricketers. MS Dhoni, a lot of people, in fact, were expecting. He didn't come. In fact, he couldn't come. I'm sure. A lot of CSK players were there. Raidu was there. In fact, Raidu was, in a quiet little corner.
Should we read something into it?
No, a lot of players were talking to him. All these CSK players. Robin Uthappa was there. Ishan Kishan came a little late. The young brigade, Ravi Vishnoi, Arshdeep, and a lot of players were there. So I met a few people, and then I thought
MS may not have been in the country, could have been on a foreign holiday or something.
maybe.
So,
But considering their closeness and proximity, I thought maybe he would make it to the reception.
But MS doesn't go for many weddings, very rarely.
True. It was just that people were expecting, maybe a lot of people would have come just to see MS Dhoni in flesh and blood.
Possible. Dhoni would have said maybe because it's a very crowded reception, he would have gone for some other function where less people would have been there. He had one or two before that also, no? Functions, I think. This
And
was
that
the
was a
reception.
reception, so there would have been a wedding and stuff.
There was a wedding and fewer people were there. I think so.
Is it?
I think so.
And I think a lot of people were thinking, including me, that whether Deepak Chahar will make it to the T20 World Cup squad or not. But I think he has not given up.
No, he is in the running. How can he be out? Just because he was injured?
No, he was and he is. I don't know how his back is. Although his sister made a very cryptic statement or a tweet, I think.
Oh, I didn't see.
Yeah, so she said, take care of your back, and you have to go for a honeymoon also.
Oh, she was just joking. Yeah.
So
I know.
Yeah, so quite a lot of people were present there.
Baljit Singh is watching us from California. It's a early, nice Californian morning, and happy to see all of you join us. ये क्या है?
What?
3 Idiots जैसा scene करा दिया. Is this?
So basically, like how in 3 Idiots they get crashed a wedding, no? At one point, so it's like he also get crashed a wedding.
No, I didn't.
He didn't get crash, child. Come on, he was invited.
Exactly. Anyways, let's come to the
Because people are pointing out what
our agenda.
they are saying not possible,
Not possible.
breaking the record, because our question is that, na.
Yeah, but I think as of now.
First, let's hear our view. Take a stand. Each possible.
So if there is one player who can do this in today's day and age,
No, just
as
say-
of now, it has to be Joe Root.
Yeah, but you have to say, will he be able to? Will he not be able to? Everyone has to first say yes or no, and then present arguments.
With English cricketers, it is very difficult to say. To be very honest, because you never know when they announce their.
So just say yes or no.
If he lasts that
If-
long,
if- no
he
if
will.
and but.
He will.
No if and but.
See, he is close to 6,000 runs, right behind Sachin Tendulkar. So basically, he needs around 5,900 runs.
6 runs.
5,900 runs.
Can he or can he not first? No if and but.
So your
I think
question
he'll
is,
come close.
can he or can he not? So question can be he can.
He can,
Answer
but
can
I
be
don't think
can.
he will. I'm
Ah,
not
okay.
sure.
Will he or will he not?
No, I don't think so. Because
Okay,
again,
you
as
don't
I
think.
said, there's a lot of factors to consider here. Root right now, very good form, and of course, to be fair, even when he was captain and struggling as a captain, he was still their best batsman. But again, you don't know when form comes,
No,
when it goes.
so if you look at his last 10 years, the last 10 years also, there were stages when he was in form, when he was not in form.
Yes.
There was a stage where we had knocked him out of the top
Right,
four
also,
right,
right?
right.
Now, if you were to take that also into account, which means his current tests and these many runs at that rate, so 10 years of cricket has taken him to 10,000.
Right.
With good form, with bad form.
Yeah.
If he plays 5 more years, as by the way, the reason we're also discussing, because Mark Taylor has come out and said that he will cross. He will. He says he has a good 5 years left in him, and he sees him go past Sachin Tendulkar's record. So if he continues at that rate, averaging close to 50 with good and bad innings, then in 5 years he will. Right? But you say no, and your argument is bad form, but this is inclusive of bad form days.
No, I'm saying there could be. He's had bad form in patches here.
Yeah.
But again, with age, sometimes you don't really know what the situation will be. There could be a decline with Sachin. None of us predicted Kohli's current this thing. No one saw that for 2 years he'd be without a century. So and
More
Root
than
is
2 years now.
more than 2 years. And Root is an absolute great of Test cricket. No two ways about it. But again, I think it's.
But why can't he go the Sachin Tendulkar's way? Sachin Tendulkar found a way. There was this period when everyone had written him off, and with so many injuries and
Late 2000.
whatnot. Yeah, then he picked up.
And that, in fact, if I am not wrong,
It was better than his golden
in
period.
2010, Sachin Tendulkar may have scored 10 international hundreds. I might
May
be wrong.
have, yeah. I forget the numbers now,
Yeah.
top of my head.
Or
But
maybe
there was
12.
this second coming or
Right,
third
right,
coming,
right.
where even with that age,
Yeah.
we were looking at 36, 37, 34, 5, whatever around, where he was at the best. And I'm always reminded of what Sunil Gavaskar often says. He says 33 to 37 sort of a age is the best for a batsman, because your reflexes haven't quite slowed down, but the maturity level and all the experience
Yes, and
put
years of
together
experience, right?
is the best time to make runs. So he has those best years ahead of him, considering he is going to be 32 this year.
But if the question is,
Will he? No,
Can
forget.
he?
Will he?
See, with English cricketers, that is why I'm saying, you never know when they plan to retire, when they, one fine day they just wake up and decide, no, it's over. There's no cricket left in me.
Good example of that being the only other Englishman to get
Alistair
10,000 runs. Alistair
Yeah.
Cook.
33 he was.
So yeah, and
He
he's
was
still
33.
he was still
And
doing
he's
very well in
and he's
county.
scoring hundreds in county cricket.
Yeah.
He's scoring.
In his case, though, I think it all boiled down to a lot of criticism of his captaincy, and he had to leave that and pressure. I remember Atherton was it which did that press conference, asked him a few direct questions.
Yes.
Whether
that
this is the
was-
last time you're seeing him and all of that.
You're talking about the.
Alistair Cook
Okay, Alistair Cook.
also
That
came under
I-
a lot of scrutiny.
I can't remember that.
Also, no, I think one of the
Route
reasons,
2,
Cook also one of the reasons why he walked away is because I don't think he wanted to play cricket for that much of a long time. He was always someone who enjoyed.
but he was
his
playing
life.
county cricket.
No, but that's part time. No, he spends a lot of time away in his his other leisure activities.
Part-time cricketer and full-time commentator, Alistair Cook now.
No, he has a life away from cricket, and he wanted to enjoy that without his body being broken down. In essence.
And I think he's right. Maybe now he's enjoying. He's playing cricket just for enjoyment. That is.
But some players can take that. Okay, I'm playing international cricket also for enjoyment. I mean, it's enjoyment at the end of the
I
day.
doubt.
He did come under.
What also goes in favor of Joe Root is that England play a lot of Test cricket throughout
Yes.
a year, and these series that England usually, the English team would usually play would be a 5-match series or a 4-match series, and least Test matches that they can play in a series would be 3.
3 or 4.
Yeah, so
generally
3 or 4. If it is a team like a low-rung team like Bangladesh or West Indies, you can still expect them to play a couple of Test matches. But you have to play. You play Ashes, you get 5 Test matches. If you are touring India or if India is touring England, you get to play with these mainstream teams, if I can say so. You usually play at least 4 Test matches.
No, but that
in a
way,
series.
even if they host, say, West Indies or go to West Indies, England generally do play a lot of Test cricket even then.
Yeah.
So it's not just the Englands and
I'm saying
Australians.
Bangladesh, for example, if you're playing against Bangladesh, you won't play a 3 Test matches or a 4 Test match series.
Yeah, maybe 2.
It
at
may be
most.
2. But with these bigger teams, India, Australia, South Africa, even Pakistan, maybe you usually.
So,
play. And
if we did rough calculation, so he's played roughly around 200 innings. So I'm looking at innings.
he's taken 218 innings to get to 10,015
That's what I'm saying.
runs.
So I'm taking 200 rough ballpark figure.
Right.
200 innings is what he has taken route to reach 10,000 in 10 years. So which means every 5 years he's playing about 100 innings. 5 years on average, what he's doing 5 play 100. So another 5 years, if he plays, is
100.
another 100 innings. He's averaging 50 per innings. That's 5,000.
5,000 runs.
So he should get mathematically in and around Sachin Tendulkar close. Whether he goes past 91, 921 or not, or falls 500 short, 600. But logically, mathematically he should reach there. And this counts bad phases as well. Because in 10 years, as we said, he's had good times,
This is your
bad times. Youngest to reach. See, the one thing that I don't think this can tell you a fair assessment is because, yes, Joe Root, the youngest to reach at 31 years, Alistair Cook exactly the same, by the way. There's a debate over, what is the debate?
No, not much. I think there was a leap year during this. 9 years? I think he took. Joe Root took 9 years to reach the 10,000 run mark, and
There was a leap year, but there would have been a leap year in Joe Root also.
no, I'm talking about Joe Root only.
Also
Even
leap
Cook's
year,
time there would have been some
So
leap
must
year.
have been 2 leap years then.
Yeah, must be 2 in his case
Yeah.
and 1 in his case.
Like
That-
every 4 years.
4
leap
years,
year.
exactly.
Yeah.
So in which case it is possible one got 2 and one got 1, which is possible. So it says 1 day difference. How does it matter? Key So roughly the same time. Sachin took a little bit more, about 200 odd days more, but the difference is Sachin went on to play till 40.
And started playing when also, remember?
Yes.
And imagine 100. He took just 195 innings to reach that 10,000 run mark over a span of 15 years.
Yes.
Over a span of 15 years, because he was also playing a lot of ODI cricket at that time. Even though there's too much of T20 cricket nowadays, but still, in a matter of 9 years, he's played 218 test innings.
That's the difference in England and all other countries. Also, Tendulkar is playing a lot more other format.
Yes.
Which is a one day.
And also, you have to remember that time one day cricket wasn't just bilaterals. You'd have tri-series, and you'd have a lot of these series happening.
Yes.
So it was a lot more.
He was playing a lot more. Yes.
Not so Rahul Chaturvedi is saying, if you have to pick between Joe Root or Steve Smith,
we'll get to that.
We will get to
just
that.
Go up. There were a lot of comments about this. Can you go up on the chat, please?
Get to that. That would be the second segment of the same show.
Yeah. Can we go to the earlier comments from there? You can. Okay, you are. So just go up. A few more comments we had. There you are. Just go a bit more up. Upar. Keep going.
Rahul Chaturvedi is
yeah. A little bit more. Little bit more. Up. Okay. Let's take. So Lafebaz we have, who says Root. He says Root has to play around 130 innings if he would make 6,000 runs more, which is roughly 75 matches. And considering the tendency of English player to retire early, it seems a bit tough for him.
That's what we were mentioning.
It is tough for him.
We have, and for a lot of English players, as Rahul also pointed out, this same talk. By the way, I will not forget the same talk we had when Cook was reaching there, but we didn't know 2 years later he'll retire. But it happened. Whether it happens with Joe Root or not, I think he seems a bit more hungry and really driven to do that.
Especially now that he doesn't have captaincy burdens.
Yeah.
So now can focus solely on his batting.
I was listening to him. He said him and test captaincy never got along well.
No, poor guy, at times, when he was even the test captain, it felt like he was there on the job because he was asked to do it, or because he really wanted it.
So let him concentrate his batting, get more runs.
And such a good batsman.
And there will be a dip in his form at some stage or the other, because that we've seen in the past for Joe Root. He's had years when he's not done well, and then there have been years like the one he had last year where he got close to 17, in fact more than 1700 runs. And that is one of the reasons why we are sitting here and discussing that Joe Root can possibly break Sachin Tendulkar's record of 15,921 runs.
In fact, as one comment, I'm forgetting who it was, I remember seeing it as we were scrolling, pointed out that one of Root's test years was also a COVID year, 2020, where they didn't play as much test.
And he didn't score a single 100 that year, if I'm not wrong. He didn't score a single 100.
Very valid point, which means that he may not take 5 years to just play 100 innings, because we've removed one. He may end up reaching those 100 innings in 4 years or 4.5 years, and in which case in 5 years he may have 120 odd innings, which mathematically, if you were to go back to that earlier thing where we were looking mathematically then, because these 200 whatever odd innings were minus 1 year, so actually came in 9 years. Now, though they were the first ones to play a series at home.
But they played less test matches than normal.
Yeah, but 5-6 months
they played two back-to-back series against Pakistan and West Indies at home.
Yes, first one start. But still, so that 30-40 will allow him mathematically with an average of 49 per innings to go past 15,921, provided he plays another 5 years. That means provided he plays till the age of 37. Rajshekhar Kautam's comment, what is him? Katukam comment I wanted to take. Says Nikhil and Rahul, I'm not sure Root will not break the record, but Rishabh can beat. He has a lot of.
He's just 24.
Yes, 24 years of age.
He's just 24.
Rishabh Pant as a test batsman is so surprisingly underrated, despite the fact that he has.
Oh yes,
so many.
Is he underrated?
No, actually he's not.
No,
he's not.
No, the why I think he's underrated is because the expectation is when you watch a player like him is that he'd be a white ball specialist match winner. He's won you so many test matches though.
At my earlier workplace at ESPN Cricinfo, at the end of the 21 season, we sat down with all our experts and picked the test batsman of the year from the Indian team who was the standard, and everyone picked Rishabh Pant, considering what he did with Australia, then against England here when they had come.
That's the thing with him. He's got big runs in in Sena countries.
Exactly.
Match-winning knocks. In fact, we were having that talk that the other day is that he's probably had more match-winning knocks in Test cricket than a lot of greater players in that.
More than MSD.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Or people may not like it,
but it's true.
But it's true. Yeah. So MS far greater wicketkeeper batsman in the white ball format. There's no comparison. But in Test cricket, Pant already has that impact statistically speaking, and you can just pick up the numbers.
Yeah, he's got hundreds at Sydney, Oval. Then
he very nearly got one at Gabba.
Brisbane 89 not out. Then Sydney 97.
Which, by the way, is very interesting. I did you guys read the Ashwin interview?
Where he said that Ravi Shastri wanted to draw.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ravi Shastri is actually Ashwin's on record saying it, and it's the team that said no, boss.
We have to win at Gabba.
And that's surprising because I would have thought of Ravi Shastri being that guy who would have said, "Nahi, boys,
we need to win.
Jeet ke aana. We got to do it from any position. You guys are tigers." And considering he's a very positive guy and he believes in all of that.
And mind you, that squad was a squad of tigers. Half of them were down with injuries, COVID, were using net bowlers.
Yeah.
So, and they're still beating the Aussies. A full strength Aussie team on their home.
I remember after the series got over, after India had won that series, Ravi Shastri said, just one person, just one player. We were left with just one player who was there on the bench, and even he was raring to go. That was Karthik Tyagi, who didn't get an opportunity.
The only guy, yes.
But he was not the only guy. There was one more guy. And Ravi Shastri may have forgotten his name. That was Kuldeep Yadav, by the way. He didn't play a single game.
Yeah.
He didn't play a
Was he there till the last test match?
Yeah. Kuldeep Yadav was there and he didn't get to play a single test match. But despite that, Ravi Shastri may have forgotten that, just one player.
I think when he's talking about that one player, he's talking about the reserves they had, possibly.
But reserves, but you had your...
He's the squad.
He's your number one test spinner.
In your first choice squad that was announced earlier, may have forgotten.
Maybe why? Because?
No, he may have.
Just too many players, sometimes you forget.
And on that tour, there were actually.
There were a lot of players. Yeah.
And just a year ago, imagine, the very same Ravi Shastri had said that he's our number one
spinner overseas.
Overseas.
But he has said it now also. Something about Kuldeep now, saying that. What did he say?
No, during the IPL, he said that he's an asset to be protected or something.
Something, yeah.
So he was protected basically.
Stop the comment now. Let us read that. No, go up. I was going to read the earlier ones as well. Upar. Okay. Yahin pe. Achha, we took that
Pant one, yeah.
Then there is Akhtar Abbas
from Pakistan.
He's from Pakistan. He says he thinks that
Root can indeed do it. Good shout.
Okay. Just go down. Lafebaz we've taken.
Actually, you've not given your version. Do you think he can or he will?
Can to you answered.
Can we
will he? No, I don't think. No, because I feel it may not be easy for him to go on till 37, and that's why. I don't think statistically there will be an issue, but I think he.
But Nikhil, one more year, like the one he had in 2021, one more year. 2,000 runs in a calendar year. Although 2,000, I'm saying approximately 2,000, and suddenly everybody would say that he
but
can,
I have,
or rather he will.
I'll tell you why I'm saying. Over the years, I've gotten so used to this talk. So first it started with Ricky Ponting, who will go past Sachin's test century record, and then and he was coming close at such a rapid pace, and Tendulkar was slowing down, and we did all these discussion, a decade ago, more than, and what happened? It came a time where then it all dried up for Ricky Ponting and Sachin just went. Okay, so it's happened that one time. Then Virat Kohli.
Oh man.
He will come 100th century, and suddenly. So I think Sachin is blessed by the powers that be.
The curse of.
He's the see again.
Sachin's record.
Without doubt, whatever anyone says, I think he's been the most loved cricketer India's ever had. That you cannot deny.
Yes.
I'm not saying people can argue in terms of greatest. Someone will say Sunil Gavaskar, someone will say Kapil Dev, someone will say, and all of them will be fair shots. I'm not denying anybody, and that debate can go on for the longest time. Somebody will pick Dravid, whatever, Virat, whatever. But for the most loved cricketer, I don't think there will be ever a competition. Not even SMG, not even Kapil Dev.
Not even MS Dhoni.
Because they also had critics. So there was a section that loved them, adored them, and there were people who would criticize them also. And everywhere it happened even with MS. He's loved a lot, then you will still see
he's
people
gotten his
but the love that Sachin has got, I
Sachin
doubt.
Tendulkar's career coincided with so many generations.
Yeah, Kapil
Sunil
Dev.
Gavaskar.
No,
Not Sunil Gavaskar.
Kapil
Kapil
Dev.
Dev.
Yes.
The
Who became his coach also.
Yes,
In
later.
96, 96, he became his coach also, and some of the players, Krishnachari Shrikant, who was
Yes,
his first
Shrikant.
captain,
Yeah.
became the chief selector also,
Yeah.
and is now a commentator.
Yes.
So, and imagine he's played with so many players, those who are currently, Virat Kohli is played. So he's played with 3 generations.
So I give an example that Sachin's career that way kind of overlapped or touched Gavaskar, because 87 Gavaskar retired and he had started playing Ranji. So I'm saying, though they didn't play a game together, but I'm saying around the same time they could have played a game together in Ranji, 6 months here or there, it was possible. And then his son came, which would have kind of coincided with it. Son also retired and still Sachin was playing. So if you actually see that, it was, a long career.
The players with whom he has played, they played cricket with him. They became commentators, and some of them have become politicians also, and some of them have become retired politicians also now.
Yes.
Yes. Mohammad Azharuddin, for example,
Yes.
Navjot Singh Sidhu is still a politician.
No, he's still a politician.
He's still a politician.
Yeah.
Still with the Congress party.
And was a commentator, became a politician. Gautam Gambhir.
Yeah.
So Tendulkar's, I think he's touched almost every generation. Perhaps one of the reasons is that is one of the reasons. See, Virat, some of the people who've seen Sachin in his prime, Gavaskar in his prime, Kapil Dev in his prime, Rahul Dravid would say, "नहीं यार, तुम लोग विराट कोहली को ज़्यादा rate करते हो, वो थे players." Somebody would say, people who've seen maybe in 50s, 60s. But here everybody has seen Sachin, so there is no reason why somebody can say, "No, I don't like Sachin." And
Like to
his
nobody.
conduct. How
That's
he
what I'm
has-
saying. With Kapil or whatever, you could have, let's say, you like, let's say, Kapil Dev or Gavaskar. You'll have one uncle who will dislike him, or one aunt who may like, "No, I don't like this player because of this." But with Sachin, family, grandmother, mother,
Everyone would be
daughter,
chanting Sachin,
sister,
Sachin. Yeah.
everyone just loved him. He was just loved by everyone. That's why he is clearly the most loved cricketer India has ever had. I can debate on that, and I know I will not lose that. For
I
best
think-
player, yes, you could argue.
I mean, there's no wrong answer considering the number of.
Yeah,
we
you
just
can.
listed
You
off
can
the
do
top
a
of our
poll
head.
on Sports Today.
We'll do. We'll put a poll out. Who is India's most loved cricketer? Not the most greatest, but the one that you adored the most. The one that you barely found any critics. You would have found for Sachin also few, but I'm saying by and large, he was loved by everyone. Okay, let's take a few comments. ADJJ says, suppose he's at 14,500 at 36, 37. Will he play more or retire? If it was a cricketer from the subcontinent,
They would have played on
Yeah.
forever, 100%.
both English
100%.
cricketer and all.
I
don't
doubt,
think so.
that's the thing, I
Don't
doubt
देना
he'll
कहीं
make
पे
it
यार.
to
Please just
36,
go.
37.
That's it.
He'll retire by 35 at most. My gut feeling.
Yeah,
No, and that's just 3 years.
Exactly.
Well, could possible. Ron Measley, if he continues the form that he has right now, he will break it. But hopefully, he'll not retire too early. True, as Rahul was pointing out, the current form. But you got to also take into account that there will be patches where he will not get runs. I think this golden patch started in Sri Lanka with that double 100.
Yeah.
And since then,
Then he
he's
came
been on a roll.
Yeah.
Just been on a Before that, though.
21.
Yes, correct. Yeah, after that, he's been on a roll.
I
Then
think
came to India.
earlier the problem, just before that Sri Lanka tour that you just mentioned, I think earlier the problem was that he was getting some decent, the conversion was a problem.
Yeah, that has become a major brickbat for the
Yes,
British media.
yes.
Is that he was getting to like 70, 80,
Yes.
not getting 100,
Yes.
70,
Yes.
80, not getting 100, and then suddenly out of nowhere, he just hit that purple patch of form.
Imagine, when Virat scored his last Test 100 or International 100. Since then, Joe Root has scored 10 Test 100s.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And
What are those stats that you have for us?
and we'll come to that later.
They may not be a lot of later.
Oh, okay.
We're already halfway through.
Then you can go ahead.
We're already halfway through. We can take a few comments also. Rahul Chaturvedi says, if you have to pick between Joe Root or Steve Smith, Who do you pick?
I would go for Steve Smith.
Yeah, I would too. More of a character than English cricketers are kind of boring.
Character, and also, you know, when he came out of that ban, the way he played also speaks volumes about a player's character.
Oh yeah, agreed.
The way he played that Ashes series.
Yeah.
In fact, I remember when he was struck on the head of Jofra Archer, he came back, scored a 70,
Yes.
and he was, I think he was he didn't play the next test that Australia lost.
And Labuschagne
Yeah,
came in as
Labuschagne came in
a
as a concussion substitute.
Yeah.
Okay.
rest of
Steve
his
Smith
history.
Steve Smith Jr.
And I still remember that fall. You know, Steve Smith. A lot of people.
Yeah. It was
a
it
bad
looked
fall.
scary.
It
Yeah.
looked very and for the Australian players doubly scary because this is a generation that lived through the Phil Hughes.
Phil Hughes.
Exactly.
And
Yes.
so Rahul, no bias here. Numbers, of course, numbers also favor Steve Smith, but also the resilience that Steve Smith has shown over the years. And I just wanted to check numbers in the subcontinent. Yeah, now we can go ahead, I think. So this is your Fab 4. Finally,
Because
the
you were
Fab
talking
4
about
is back
Steve.
also.
Yes.
Because Joe Root had fallen out of that Fab 4 some years ago. I don't
For
know
some
if you
reason.
want to take anybody out of this Fab.
No, so again, I was just looking at Kohli in terms of his test. Remember we used to keep discussing that hundreds not come, but he's still been getting runs in test.
Yeah.
Maybe you can worry about people
Lack
can
of
argue
centuries.
about no, I say in white ball people can argue about strike rates and things like that, but in test cricket that's never an issue. He's a solid bat,
But
so I think
it-
I
but-
won't take him out of.
No, but what has happened in the last
Yeah.
2.5 years is that he's got runs. What you were saying, he's just not got those hundreds.
Hundreds,
Okay, but the other problem is either he's scoring big. When I say big, today unfortunately, what big has become for Virat is a 50, 60, 70, 80. Unfortunately, even that kind of a score is also, we are saying that big. But the other problem, either he is getting out very cheaply, or he is getting those 50s, 40s, 60s, 70s. So there is nothing in between. So that is one of the reasons why his average has dipped so much in the past 2.5 years. So this is your overall figure. Steve Smith 85 test, Williamson 87 test, Virat Kohli 101 test, Joe Root 118 test matches. Runs, of course, Joe Root is way ahead. Now, if you see hundreds and 50s, Virat Kohli has got 28 50s and 27 hundreds. What does that say?
Conversion rate very good.
Conversion rate is best when it comes to converting 50s into hundreds. Virat has the best conversion rate, which unfortunately in the last 2.5 years has not happened for Kane Williamson. Average Steve Smith is way ahead of everybody. So Rahul Chaturvedi, there goes your answers just on the basis of numbers. Now Nikhil, can we just
go to the next one? Well, this is so fascinating that I was just reading a bit more.
Maybe there'll be more fascinating stats.
Oh my God!
So this is 22nd November 2019. I think everybody would remember this date.
Oh yeah.
Everybody?
Yes.
What is so special about this date?
That's when he last got.
Your header is saying it all.
The headline kind of gives it away.
Okay. So this is since Virat's last century, international century. Basically last century, irrespective whether it was international or domestic. So you will see Virat Kohli's average is 31.51 and 1 century. Okay, if you start the numbers, if you just remove, maybe after this test got over, after that Bangladesh test got over, this average actually drops down to below 30, around 28. I thought let me include this test match also so that it looks slightly better.
Oh, you're being very kind.
No, I am not kind, but I'm so Williamson. So Joe Root 10 hundreds. So
this is established that Joe Root, as we said, from that Sri Lanka tour, has hit a purple patch. So he is having a time of his life. Oh, that's given. And also Virat is facing the worst time of his life. at that point he's 31-55. But if you see overall numbers are close, which means that there was time where Root wasn't having the best time and Kohli, and that it balances now.
So Root basically he has surged ahead in the last 2 years. So since January 2021, Joe Root has scored 1900 some runs, and Kane Williamson in 18 tests since 2021. I'm saying he's
incredible average. Yeah,
he scored more.
He's got more runs than Joe Root actually in terms of average.
Who?
Williamson.
Yeah. Average, yeah.
So, but because the number of runs here is so big, and that's why he's highlighted. But because again, look at the number of tests, the difference there.
31 to 12.
And imagine since January 2021, Joe Root has scored over 1900 runs, and Virat Kohli, Kane Williamson, and Steve Smith all combined played 29 test matches and have got 1500 runs combined.
So it's roughly the same, 29 to 31, and the difference is.
Look at the difference in runs.
But actually, on that front, it's
Virat's
which is
numbers
bringing
are
you down.
very, very alarming though.
Average,
Considering the player.
True. And as you said, 31 average, you counted that test match.
That 100.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
if you had removed that after 100.
Less than 30.
Then it would have gone below 30,
you
which is not great.
Maybe these averages might go up and Virat's average comes down. The averages for the other three players might go up, and because remember, Joe Root had a horrible 2020.
Yeah,
he didn't score a single 100. I think he played around 7 test matches during that period.
Yeah.
So
just go down to the bottom now. I just wanted to take a few comments.
So I think this is that.
Okay, just stop somewhere now. Dhruv Devagiri, we'll do a video on the media rights also.
I think June, 16th or if I remember.
But I'm saying full detailed videos who can get, we'll do a video. Love Rami says, after stepping down, Joe Root has been the same as he was when he was captain, and now Kohli also has nothing changes after game of captaincy.
If you're talking form wise.
But Virat has played just 2 test matches or 3 test matches after he gave up his test captaincy. He announced his, I think he relinquished his test captaincy in South Africa. Thereafter, he's played 2 test matches against Sri Lanka.
I think so, yes.
That's it?
Who?
Virat,
yes.
Just 2 test matches?
Yes. Just 2 test matches, yes, that's correct.
So, as of now...
And the remaining were white ball, which anyway Rohit had the captaincy.
Yeah, so this was I think this was the stat that 21 tests, 2192, Kane Williamson. So, this is 14 plus 5 is 9. 29 test matches between all 3 of them.
Yeah.
And 2 sevens of 14, close to 2000 runs.
Oh, less than what Joe Root has managed alone.
Just 200s between them.
Okay, in case June 12th, Big Boy is saying for the media rights.
Media rights,
June
12th.
Yeah, I think 12 or 16.
So one day
12.
before.
Rahul Chaturvedi says, in case of Kane, you remember that he plays at number 3 and all of them at 4, but that I don't much of a difference in a test match scenario.
And often we judge the quality of a player, of a batsman. Sorry.
No, but all the jokes he cracked with you is now cracking on me. Andrew Singh.
Come on, some new content, please.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with me. I was just enjoying a little bit of a holiday. Just tired after the IPL.
Maybe he's saying you were tired. You must have taken long sleeps, and at times
No. Full body I was tired. So I got full body massage.
So and so what I was saying that at times you judge the quality of a player also on the basis of his overseas record, because Rahul Dravid was one player whose overseas average was better than his
home average
and runs also. So here also, can you just go through these numbers? So this is the overall record, overseas record for all 4 of them.
Okay. So yeah, so it's only Steve Smith which has a clearly better
Yeah,
record.
Yeah.
Though again his overall record say even this is less.
Yes.
So home is still better than
better for
over,
them, yeah.
and so it is for everyone else. But I think Root, Williamson, Kohli roughly all the same, between 42, 43, 46 average.
Yeah.
Roughly
So
the same.
basically every
Which is very good for Kohli, by the way, who is an Indian batsman. I mean, Rahul Dravid was always an exception.
and
They use the
Rahane.
exception to the rule.
And
Rahane as well, yes.
Rahane.
Jinx,
True.
correct.
Yes.
That is true.
Rahane also has a better test record overseas. Today is his
Yes.
Also as well.
Ajinkya Rahane's birthday, wishing him a very, very happy birthday, many happy returns of the day. Jinx. Goat says Kane's average looks good as he had one incredible series versus Pakistan around 2020. Since 2021, Virat, Kane, Smith all have similar stats. Kane worst in a way. No, but how can you take that one series away as well? If he had
He had that good series.
See,
then he had a
good.
series.
See, you are saying since 2021. So these are the numbers for since 2021.
yes.
So you are saying that Virat
And
Kohli,
he had-
Smith and Williamson. Then you're saying Virat, Kane and Smith's numbers are very similar. But
No, from
don't-
2021 we've got figures for you
Yeah.
here.
So these are the numbers.
And you
Kohli's-
said that he had a
Kohli's figure was
great series versus Pakistan in 2020. Well, if that is the case, we'll have to still check. But you
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
discount
I
it.
remember, I
No, but you
remember he
can't.
got-
So you can't remove
Yeah,
that
exactly,
one great
exactly.
series. Remove it. Let's look at all the bad series you've had.
Yeah.
You can't do that when we've not done it for any other player.
So Pakistan went to New Zealand. I remember that series. He got a double hundred also to start with. I think he got close to 700 or 500, 700 runs in that series, if I am not wrong. It was a two-match series.
But since 2021 as well, he's still head and shoulders above. 5 test matches, averaging 51.
Yeah. So at
Yep.
51, somebody is scored.
Smith is 48.
48.
And
So Virat's
Joe Root was
numbers.
purple patch.
Yeah.
Virat's numbers
30.
are a little.
Yeah, they stick out like a sore thumb.
So yeah, for 30 I mean this is not an average that he would be proud of himself, by the way.
And here also, every time you win a test match, your own contributions,
Yes.
right? So how effective you are, how impactful you are, whether your runs, the runs that you have scored, how much do they contribute in victories?
yeah.
In victories.
And
So-
shockingly, it's Kane who stays ahead of everyone here if you go by just average. My
Exactly.
God.
Exactly.
78 average in winning causes. is
So
nuts.
as I was just looking at some stats, which I think it's gone viral, the tweet went viral on social media also, of where in around January 2021, all these top 4 were around the same amount of runs,
Right.
which is in the 7,000 range, like
Right.
7,100, 7,300, 7,400, 7,800 for Root, Smith, Kohli, Kane, all in the 7,000. And then here we are a year later, year and a half later to be precise, and the difference now is stark because Root is at 10 and then Kohli and Smith at 8,000 and Kane at 7.
Yeah.
So
And imagine in November 2019, when Virat scored his 27th Test 100, Joe Root had just 16 Test hundreds. Anybody 16 Test hundreds. Imagine that day if anybody would have said that Joe Root will surpass Virat Kohli.
People would have laughed at your face.
Exactly. Since then, he's got 10 Test hundreds and Virat none, unfortunately. So, I was talking about the your impact, runs in winning causes. So, quite similar.
these are in wins. per
These
se.
are in wins, your contribution. So, Joe Root has got 1800s, Virat Kohli has got 1300s in your
This
team.
is overall.
Overall test
Overall.
record 1300s in test.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, then Steve Smith 18. Look at that average 73.23, 54.26, and mind
look at
you,
Kane Williamson.
Kane
incredible.
Williamson 78. And I remember somebody just
By the
pointed-
way, his 1500s have
In
come in
37
37
tests.
test matches.
Exactly.
And he's got almost same in 45. So
And
Kane
remember-
Williamson in winning situations is.
yes,
Oh, he's
and
superstar.
Nikhil, just
ask Siri that.
a little while back
Yeah,
somebody
why is he not here?
a little while back somebody asked that but Kane Williamson bats at number 3.
See that? Look at the difference.
So exactly, now look at that stat, what you were saying, that he bats at number 3. and his average is 78.73. So more often than not,
he's getting the team home.
Yes, he's taking exactly like what happened in the World Test Championship final. I think he was unbeaten, right?
Yes,
he was unbeaten. So 65. Joe Root has an average of over 65. Steve Smith has an average of over 73. Kane Williamson over 78. Virat Kohli 54.26. Although all these players, this average is better than their career average. But still, look at these
difference. Yeah. So there's a huge difference between Virat at 54, and then the next level
65.
is Joe Root, next level, and then these two are another level above.
On the
so there are 3 tiers basically.
So it's 24 runs per innings between Kane Williamson and Virat Kohli. 24 runs, which means 48 runs in a test match. If you bat in both the innings, it's a difference of 48 runs.
These stats are going to be very handy if we ever did a top 4 debate. Who's the greatest of
the greatest of the
generation.
top 4? Yeah.
Is there a debate?
No, there will be, no? Smith, Williamson, they're fighting Root now there. So,
but with Virat, if we look at these numbers, maybe Kane Williamson would be ahead of him, Steve Smith would be ahead of him, Joe Root would be ahead. But if you look at the combined numbers for Virat Kohli in T20s, ODIs and Test cricket, I think Virat may be head and shoulders above everybody, right?
Possibly. But I think if you're talking Test cricket, then I think Smith wins that.
Nobody
debate.
comes close to him.
yeah, even I think so.
I mean, the only reason they won that Ashes, Australia, was because of Steve Smith. Simple as.
No, did they win that or
they drew it, but they retained the Ashes.
Yes, they retained the Ashes.
Yeah.
They drew that.
The only reason they didn't win it was because of Benjamin Andrew Stokes.
Right, Headingley. And that was the test that Steve Smith didn't play.
Yeah, correct.
That was the test match that he didn't play. And don't discount or ignore what Jack Leach did.
Yes.
1 run.
1 run, multiple
But
glasses
stood
wipes.
So we're back to our big question.
This should have been our.
This should have been our
cover
because we'll take a few questions as well. Gurkirat Saini Singh, check records, away records since 2020.
Since 2020,
Yeah, we had some records.
We had something like that, no?
Yeah, we did.
we have overall record. But I think.
Look at Kane's numbers in Senna country.
Actually, it's an SEIA because New Zealand wouldn't really count. It would be home for him. So I would be India.
SEIA countries.
SEIA countries.
SEIA.
Go down. Malaya Singh, what is MX Player doing in the media rights auction? Well, they can come in too. They are a digital platform. They can MX Player.
Okay.
They can also, like all OTT platforms are bidding, they can too. Not that they are favorite or stand any chance of winning the rights, but yes, they can be there.
Yeah, in fact, the New Zealand series, the series that happen in New Zealand, they are now live on one of the OTT platforms.
Yeah.
Pradeep Srivatsan has an interesting point saying no, not happening. He says Root not going past that, but he says, by the way, Anderson, Broad, Matthew Potts, Aura on fire. If Bairstow and Stokes fire, India could lose that one-off test match. It will be a good test match.
It's their batting that has issues, to be very honest. And in fact,
their bowling has never been a problem.
Exactly. I am, if I am an Indian supporter, I'm okay with the fact that India are touring England.
Yeah, it's that fear factor isn't there because we also have a very good bowling batsman.
Yes. We have a very good bowling attack, and our batsmen have done we've done pretty good the last time we toured England. Rohit got 100, this guy, KL Rahul also got 100, and then I think Pujara also got an 80 if I'm not wrong.
It's not like they don't have the batting.
Go up a bit. Up. Just wanted to upar, thoda upar. Go up. So Ron Weasley is saying, upar, just
taking some time out from wizardry.
Just go up. Just go up. Okay. Can Virat break the Ronit Singh saying, can Virat break the 34k runs?
I mean, that's very hard, very, very hard, because he'd have to go back to the form which he showed from like 2015 to 18-19 types. Can he get there? Very doubtful.
First, I am waiting for that 70
100.
first.
Yeah.
all that comes later, whether he crosses that 34,000 run mark or
Agree. I think if you ask this to Virat also, he would have said the same thing.
he may not say that.
No, he will say, forget 34. Now, in this form.
If you had to ask him that in 2015-16, he would have probably
Yeah.
said, I'm getting there.
I don't know whether he would have said it publicly or not. I don't know.
Numbers. Usually, if you ask anybody, except for Naman
Oh,
Oja,
they'll say
yeah,
numbers don't matter.
numbers don't matter.
No, but we know that's not true. At some level, it will be playing on their heads.
Yeah.
Can't not.
If I'm winning matches for my team, that's
Rajan Thingji, thank you so much. He's complimenting us for our show and discussion. Thank you so much. You join us. Just stop. Just stop. Just go up. I wanted to take that question just slightly up. Now to okay, Dev Bhavasar wants to know, will Virat get his 71st in England?
in
Possible.
England. Yeah, you're playing 3 ODIs also after the test matches.
But I think Test would be his best opportunity to get.
The way he's batting now, sure. Yeah. White ball looks a little dicey.
White ball.
Troll him, you'll find him.
Yeah. What is he saying?
Come on, we've seen how he's been playing in white ball recently.
Austin Guna says, guys, I mean, no, see, again, I think leaving that 2014 tour aside, I think, he
No, I'm talking about his recent
likes
form.
England in summer. And
No, I'm talking about his recent form. He likes all conditions. Kohli in his best form can adapt. But is he in his best form?
No, he's not. Clearly
Exactly.
not. Absolutely. That even he'd be the first one to admit.
Okay, so basically that was sarcasm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I.
Austin Guna says, guys, can Virat beat Sachin's 34? Oh, same question. 34,000 international runs as he's just 10,000 runs away, and he scored almost 11k runs between 16 to 19.
But 16 to 19, he was on God mode.
Yeah.
I think the problem is if Virat doesn't get 100 in this series, then he may have to wait till the end of this year because
No test matches.
Exactly, you're not playing. I think Bangladesh. When is Bangladesh?
There are 2 test matches, I think.
Against Bangladesh.
But I don't think that will be before the World Cup. No.
But would you prefer to play Bangladesh or?
Why not? Runs are runs.
Would you want to play?
I would want to.
Yeah, definitely.
No,
I'm a batsman, I want to play everything.
and because then you're playing.
if he's playing tough conditions, England, everything, why shouldn't he deserve?
Maybe I'm saying maybe he would want to take some rest.
That's another matter. Yeah. Too much cricket, and a lot of experts are saying that he may.
Because
He needs to avoid burnout. Yeah.
Because
Then that's another.
5 T20s here against South Africa, then 2 against Ireland, 3 against England. So that would be 10. So you will play 15 T20s after that England tour.
Yeah.
And may not play too much of test cricket. So Virat may not get an opportunity to score 100 in international cricket at least. Against Bangladesh, you never know. At the end of the day, Sachin Tendulkar, the great Sachin Tendulkar, also got his 100th 100
Against
Bangladesh in a losing cause. So, at times, luck may or Love Man.
Oh, let's check out Love Man.
Love Man.
Oh, acha.
Love Man is just
Sending us Canadian dollars.
contributing to the cause.
Yeah.
Okay, Jairaj Rana is saying on 2nd of July, I'm thinking he's saying, we'll see the 71st. Because the test match is on at that time. So Jairaj Rana is very hopeful that the 71st century of VK is coming.
No, hopefully. And
Yes.
if you have, in fact, the other day we were discussing about Nadal, Federer,
Yes.
and Djokovic. A lot of people keep asking that, yeah, why is Federer continuing? Why is he not retiring and everything? Although there are there could be financial reasons also, sponsorship. You have a lot of
Commitments,
lot of that. But at times, I think maybe. If Nadal is carrying on, he is also winning Grand Slam titles. Djokovic is also carrying on and winning these titles. Although Djokovic is much younger
and doesn't really have the physical ailments that those two
exactly.
have.
So maybe that is a motivation that keeps him going, that keeps Federer going, and same goes for Nadal also.
He's playing Grand Slam tournaments on one good foot here.
Yeah, and if he is saying that if Federer can carry on at the age of 40, why can't I play? Federer has also won Grand Slam titles at the age of in mid 30s, so even I can win. So I think maybe that is the driving force. That could be a driving force for Virat Kohli also. Joe Root scoring close to 2000 runs, 1800 runs in a calendar year, that Virat used to do not too long ago.
Yes.
Maybe that could be an inspiration and motivation that can get him to his 71st.
Lot of people pointing out that Saurav has unfollowed Rohit Sharma on
Did he
Instagram.
follow him to begin with?
I
Is
don't
the first
know.
question.
I can't
So-
confirm that. Sorry, I didn't know that.
They should actually announce, when they unfollow these celebrities, they should, so that
On press
We know.
release or something.
Yeah. because a lot of people come up with these kind of news on social media, and yeah. Okay, what do you think?
Of Jacques Callis. Is
Jacques
that the
Callis.
one? I mean,
13,000 runs, more than 13,000 runs, and to go with that, how many test wickets?
we had his number.
300 plus.
No, but I don't think we have the.
No, they have his wickets. Yeah.
I think
Anybody
he's
who-
got 300 plus wickets, if I'm not mistaken.
I think 318 or
17, if again, I just top of my head, I could be wrong. I'll just
Jacques
check.
Callis, anybody would want to have a player like him. Kids are waiting for. Dhruv Devgiri is saying kids are waiting for India versus South Africa.
It's
Achha.
social media parlance.
Oh.
Yeah.
292. I thought 300. Yeah, 292.
Close enough.
Yep.
And he is amongst the leading wicket takers in
And
South
273 ODI wickets.
Africa.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's the more important number.
Two-time IPL winner, Asata, if you're going by that.
And yeah.
12-14, he was there.
Yeah.
Ah.
Kohli 149, Edgbaston. Again, Ronit Singh.
We'd like that.
Okay, shall we take
Yeah.
leave? Thank you for your company, for joining us on this edition of Dugout. We'll be here every day at 6 o'clock. Looking ahead, and of course the series is coming up, big series coming up. I think tomorrow let's talk about the South African team,
Yes.
how
Yeah.
dangerous they are. Of course we'll also get down to making the Indian 11 and so many permutations, combination. I think that is something that we'll keep for tomorrow and day after, Tuesday and Wednesday, because Thursday is the game.
Thursday.
Yes, Thursday.
Yeah,
is the
so
game.
Tuesday, Wednesday we'll be busy doing that. So we look forward to your company then. Don't forget to subscribe to Sports Today if you haven't already, as Shivam points out. Please. I hope you're also as rejuvenated as we are after some people have 2 days, some people have had 4-day breaks
Yeah.
that we have had. So if you guys are also eagerly waiting. I am actually waiting for international cricket to return. I find it more exciting than the IPL. But
And good on Cricket South Africa's part that they've sent a full strength team.
oh yes,
This makes things interesting. Unlike West Indies,
Sri
where they
Lanka.
have but with West Indies it's a different case because they have players they
Who are
will
not willing to play.
Yeah, some
No,
are
but-
not willing to play.
Some they'll not pick.
like Hetmeyer and all.
no, and some who play also will bat at number 8.
Karen Pollard. And
So,
even Sri
Less
Lanka.
said the better.
So South Africa should be a very, very good series.
Yes.
I'm expecting huge numbers, to be very honest.
Yes, of course. So see you next few days. Going to be exciting with this series coming up. You know what's your one-stop shop for all things sport. Come here, Sports Today. Subscribe. See you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Vanakkam.
Vanakkam.
What?